Welcome back to Lumberjack.
Koala.
And today, our topic is Xbox's purchase on Bethesda Studios.
Well, let me start off by saying I've owned an Xbox for a whole year now. Biggest waste of money.
Biggest waste of money?
Yeah.
Wow.
It got to the point that I got an Xbox fanboy to buy a PS5.
You made a religious move, man. What the hell? No, but me and him been debating, I would say, but in a friendly way and not in a damn political way. I still think the Xbox doing this move is a big smack to the face of Sony. But Lumberjack does have his points, and Bethesda just bought so many studios that they're adding on to their other studios. So that's a lot of studios. Yeah. But I'll let Lumberjack take it on from here.
Well, what is it like Koala say? He sees it as a threat towards PlayStation. But I don't. Because you know why? Because this generation I've only played 3 Bethesda games. Correction, 4. And that is Fallout 4, Evil Within 1, Evil Within 2, and Prey. Evil Within 2 is an underrated horror game. That's the only game that I really hate going towards Microsoft. This is one difference I see from the internet and reality. The internet was going crazy, like, oh, this is crazy, it's a big move from Xbox. And the Xbox fanboy that I know at work was like, why? They spent all that money on a worthless studios.
Well,
this is not my words. This is from an Xbox fanboy. He's like, there's so many damn studios out there. Why did they buy Bethesda? When they bought Bethesda, I was just like, okay, so.
Yeah, because practically they're a studio that's just lingering on.
When I said they're worthless studios, they were not making us. This is not from me. Pretty much, I am biased towards PlayStation, but no, I still know their flaws. These words are coming from an Xbox fanboy, a die-hard Xbox fanboy, and that's why I said there's a big difference between Microsoft and Sony. Because see, how many memorable games did the Xbox One have this generation? One that really stuck with you? Or what was that one game they're like, man, I wish I had an Xbox to play that game?
None really. Well, except for Ori, but that's
on
more
the
or less. Yeah, yeah, but that's not more or less a big title game.
And the other thing is like the difference with I said with the PlayStation is that PlayStation is buying studios, but they're buying at a they're consistent and they're talented.
Like they selected Insomniac for a reason.
I said almost in every video when we talk about Xbox is like the reason I'm not really. Another thing I'm worried about is what Microsoft buying the studios is they're gonna send the game industry backwards. Like they're like, yeah, it looks good now. You're like, oh yeah, it's all gonna be on Game Pass, but that's gonna lower the standard of quality of games.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to put in, remember in our previous video that I stated that basically when Xbox came out stating that Crackdown 3 was a failure, but we're gonna keep on making games like that.
Yeah,
they're gonna Spotify the Game Pass. Spotify means when you Spotify a song, that means you just make a catchy beat for the first 10 seconds to draw that listener in, so they can stay within 30 seconds. That way they get an eighth of a penny. The artist gets an eighth of a penny.
Yeah.
But for Game Pass, it makes it seem like they're just going to make games. They're like app games.
Yeah. Easy
to consume, easy to play, easy to master. And that's it. That's what it feels like. And what if they do that with Bethesda?
That's the thing. That's probably what they're going to end up doing because that's way too many studios to control. I say, look what they did with Rare. What have they done with Rare? Nothing.
Well, I mean, Sea of Thieves has gotten its praise a little bit now. But still, they haven't done anything huge as they did in the 90s and early 2000s.
See, like, the excuse I keep hearing from people, like, the most common excuse I keep hearing is like, oh, it's fun with friends. It's like, okay, any game can be fun with friends.
Even the most shittiest game.
Like, I'm over here playing Resident Evil 6 with my cousin. I don't like that game, but it was funny because all the fun we're making other situations. We made the game fun. But that's not an excuse that should be used.
And you are kind of right on that. I feel like Xbox is going to turn those studios into just basically kind of like multiplayer studios. That's all it's going to be.
Because I remember seeing everybody was like, oh, they bought Obsidian. People forget that Obsidian is not a consistent studio. Just because they make Fallout doesn't mean they're all the best. There's a reason why they stopped making Fallout.
Man, look at Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog fucked up. We all thought it was going to be perfection.
Yeah.
But lately, Bethesda has been fucking up, regardless if it's the studio's fault or the publisher's fault.
Yeah.
And Xbox, their record's not that fucking good.
No, but the reason I said I don't really care for Obsidian anymore. Cause remember, I gave them the benefit of the doubt when they worked on Fallout New Vegas, and they were like, "Oh yeah, but that's they didn't get it. Like, it was the time and stuff like that." You had plenty of time to do what you could with Outer Worlds.
It looked basically the same.
It was just still Fallout New Vegas in space with the same animations of Fallout 3. Even Fallout 4 doesn't have animations of Fallout 3.
And that's when I was like, it's laziness.
Because a lot of people make fun of Fallout 4 because it was lazy. It's like, yeah, it was. I mean, even when they came out, the engine was already outdated.
So in a sort of way, I still see it as a threat because, yes, on a case-by-case basis, it could be a fucking exclusive. It could not be.
See, that's the other thing people got to realize. Xbox no longer has exclusives. That word gets thrown out a lot, but it's not. Because see, this is how I got that fanboy to buy a PS5. I told him, name one game on the Xbox that you can only play on Xbox that I can't play on another console or on PC.
And he was like, ooh, Ori?
Every single game on the Xbox is either on another console or PC.
Pretty much. And one thing I do want to throw out on the dish, I'm going to say on the dish. I think one of them tweeted out, I think it was a female that tweeted it out, or was interviewed about this, and she was like, you can't just wake up and make a game studio.
Yeah.
But also, you can't just wake up and make a good game.
Yeah.
You can't just pop out a good game. You have to really put the effort in it. And it doesn't seem like Xbox is worried about that the most.
Yeah.
It seems like they're more worried about just, hey, you're going to have Skyrim, you're going to have Oblivion, you're going to have all these games automatically on the Game Pass. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think some YouTubers are right. They're only focusing on Game Pass.
That's it. That's the other thing I want to get into is Game Pass. Game Pass right now is a great deal, but in the future it's gonna start hurting developers really bad. Because I think a lot of developers they depend on the sales when the games come out, and you just go to Game Pass and get the game for what, $15 a month. And like, I would understand if they put out Game Pass a couple months later, but on release date, day one, that's a lot of sales you're gonna be missing out.
For $1 a month, I mean, it was $1 starting or like $10 a month.
Yeah.
How far does that $10 go?
Because you see, I got Game Pass because like, I got a lot of games to play. I ended up canceling my game because I'm like 90% of these games I'm not going to play.
You always hear about Netflix losing money.
Yeah.
Sometimes Hulu's losing money. Even Spotify loses money.
Yeah.
They still find ways. They still find ways to make their money because they have ads.
Yeah.
You know, they have all that. But Game Pass, you're not going to see an ad like you see in UFC 4
Yeah.
or something like that. But that's the point. How far does $1 go? How far does $9.99 go? For these studios to be top quality games that you're expecting, especially from Bethesda now, are they really going to be like God of War or like Horizon Zero Dawn, or are they going to be more like Crackdown 3?
That's my main worry is not the exclusivity. Because let's see, the reason I'm sticking with Nintendo, you guys know I have my issues with Nintendo. I mean, they have their games, but you clearly have have my issues.
I still hate it.
And PlayStation, I'm sticking with those two consoles because I mean they have console exclusives. You can't play those games on PC or anywhere else. Xbox, those games you can play them anywhere else or PC. I know people that own PCs. I don't understand why y'all get Xboxes because I mean, like, you guys are paying for something that is less powerful, but yet you have the same games you do on PC. That makes absolutely zero sense to me. That's it. I understand you don't have a PC. You're going to next gen Xbox. Like, okay, you buy an Xbox. That's understandable.
So basically, Xbox kind of killed themselves. Well, killed their console, not themselves. Their console. So,
but I mean, there is that rumor. This is supposedly they're gonna go multi-plat. They're just gonna do what Sega did.
Yeah, that's $7.5 billion. Yo, you want to make that back? So, but anyway, at the end of the day, I still feel kind of like, when I say threatened, I still feel like PS Now is now threatened a little bit. When it comes to the, where you can play your games now.
Yeah, a lot of people say like a threat. Like I said, the internet. There's a big difference between the internet and real life. All the Xbox people that I've seen, there's quite a few at work. None of them cared that Microsoft bought Bethesda. See, the internet was like going crazy. It's like, oh, I can't believe this. This is a big move from Microsoft, and everybody I've worked on the Xbox like, okay, so what are they gonna do with those studios?
All the hardcore fanboys are like, buy Sega.
But that's why I'm laughing. Like, that's why it's like I feel like the internet's way more delusional about this than the actual fans.
Yeah.
Because like I said, everybody at work, there's a lot of people at work, they're on Xbox, and there's like, but what about your first studio? Like, that's
one thing, and I'm like, we're probably gonna make another video out of this.
Yeah.
But one thing is, like, my cousin, she's a big fan of Xbox. She was made an Xbox fan when she played Viva Pinata on the Xbox 360.
All the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but that was her niche, bro.
Yeah. Okay,
it was a good game. It was okay. But they're bringing back Fable, right?
Yeah.
They're bringing back a whole bunch of games. But Sony is at least acknowledging most of the games that they had before, and they're bringing them over.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not Parappa the Rappa, maybe it's not Ape Escape, maybe it's not that, but they brought back Medieval, they brought back Demon Souls, they're bringing back more games and as they come over the coming years. And in the old franchise, they at least get a reboot, a reimagining, or a sequel.
Yeah.
Xbox only cares about Halo.
And Gears.
And Gears. That's all they care about. How many studios do they have up under their belt that don't really do anything?
A lot.
So for some reason, I feel like ZeniMax is just going to be like the guys who just make a layout.
Yeah.
Freaking the guys who make Doom are just going to make the
Yeah,
next Halo.
No, because for this next gen, the main reason I'm getting a PS5, because I already flat out said, I'm done with the Far Cry's, I'm done with Assassin's Creed. I'm done with third-party games, because they're all the same. I'm buying a PS5, because just my main priority on the PlayStation 5 are Sony games. Everything else can wait. I could buy those games when they're $20, but every Sony game I'm buying at day one, pretty much.
Shoot.